I used a VA loan in my second purchase, so it's not just for first-time home buyers, but it's a great avenue to get into a home. There's always a misconception about the amount of paperwork, and there's stuff around the appraisal. It should take no longer than any other transaction. The pricing on the appraisals is comparable to any other appraisal process.
What role does affordability play here?
As we see rates start to come down, that becomes streamlined refinance season. If you're not already learned the guidelines, work with veterans.
Hi everyone, Serena Diaco here, and welcome back to The Digest by A&D Mortgage, your trusted source for insights into the mortgage industry. Today's episode is especially close to the heart. Our special guest today is Mike Pearson, who has spent years helping brokers succeed with VA lending. He knows what truly makes these programs work for the people they're designed to serve. We'll talk about the real strengths of VA loans, the new programs A&D just launched, and how brokers can better support veterans, not just with great rates, but with care, expertise, and trust. Michael, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Yep, great to be back. Really enjoy it.
So, today we have the topic of VA loans, which A&D Mortgage just launched. Can you tell us how and why they're such a powerful tool for our veteran home buyers today?
They're really good for our veterans. One of the most difficult things to do when purchasing a new home is coming up with that down payment. So the VA is great because it's no money down for eligible veterans and their spouses. So it's a great program for first-time home buyers. I used a VA loan in my second purchase, so it's not just for first-time home buyers, but it's a great avenue to get into a home.
From your perspective, we've just launched, our VA program, a couple different options here at A&D. Can you go through those with us?
Yeah, your standard purchase program, which is generally the most common, especially in rate environments like now. So that's your no money down purchase program. You also have cash out options. So you can do kind of what we would consider a standard rate and term refinance and a true cash out loan. And then a very unique product to VA is their Streamline refinance option called an IRRRL, or interest rate, I always have to mess this up, interest rate reduction refinance loan. So those are really powerful loans for veterans, very limited documentation. The point of those loans are just to drive down the cost to that veteran. So it's a refinance to lower their interest rate and overall cost.
A lot of our partners want to participate in these programs and they want to help our veterans. Can you give us some maybe misconceptions that come about in the market that maybe?
Sure. Yeah, there's always a misconception about the amount of paperwork, and there's stuff around the appraisal. It is a misconception just because of that. Yes, there is additional disclosure that is done for the protection of the veteran, but it's all done at the same time frame as any other disclosure paperwork we do. So there's nothing that bogs us down there. The appraisal process is very smooth. It goes directly through VA. So those are ordered well. The pricing on the appraisals is comparable to any other appraisal process. And then I think the last stat I saw was 90+% of those VA appraisals come in on value. So there's also a lot of, they're really strong, good appraisals also.
So we're talking a regular, just like a standard 30-day contract.
Yeah, there should be no difference there. Obviously, as an originator, you want to educate yourself to the process and understand what the process will be with the lender that you're choosing to take those loans to, hopefully A&D Mortgage. You got to know kind of the process because it is a little bit different, but it should take no longer than any other transaction.
What role does affordability play here? I mean, we're seeing kind of a rise in interest rates over the past years.
Sure.
So what are we looking at for VA? Truly affordable product?
It is great. So not only is there no money down, you do have like an upfront guarantee fee. There's an upfront fee, almost like an upfront MIP on an FHA loan that you have to pay, but then there's no monthly mortgage insurance. So you get into the loan, that upfront fee you can finance into the loan, and then you don't have additional mortgage insurance payments throughout the loan like you would with other high LTV products.
So you work with many of our partners around the country, and also you've been in the business for many years. So what do you see as common traits of partners that succeed in this area of business?
Yeah, right now where we're at in this rate environment, it's really about finding the referral sources, and then definitely working when you are able to find and take care of a veteran and get them closed. It's a tight-knit community. Ask for referrals. There's a lot of referral options or abilities there with those partners. As we see rates start to come down, that becomes streamlined refinance season. And there are whole companies that is their main focus when rates come down. So looking for those refinance opportunities when the rates change. Those VA IRRRLs are very quick, very easy to work with. So looking for those opportunities once the market starts to shift.
Michael, can you share with us maybe a moment where a broker or a partner has really made a difference in a veteran's life and helped them become a home buyer?
Sure, I can use my own experience, right? So coming out of the mortgage crash when income was down and maybe wasn't coming in as well as it was pre-crash, putting together a down payment when I went to go purchase another home was difficult. So I got to utilize my VA benefits. I found an originator and we put the loan together, and sure enough, I used it myself. So yeah, it definitely made an impact in my life.
Very nice. And beyond closing loans, do you have any suggestions for our partners where they can really get involved and help veterans other than just closing VA loans?
Of course. So there are, if we're talking about outside of the mortgage realm, there's all kinds of charities and great causes for veterans. Obviously depression, PTSD, there's a lot of issues that come up in the realm of the lives of a veteran. So they can definitely make an impact there. When it comes to the mortgage, really educating. If you run into veterans, a lot of times you have these benefits, but you don't know how to utilize them. Sometimes they don't even remember they still have them, to be able to access that. So maybe educating veterans, that might be helpful as well.
Now that we're mentioning kind of like how we're going to aid veterans, do you have any other helpful tools in the technology realm that can maybe help veterans or brokers, loan officers that are helping veterans?
Yeah, I'm going to show my age here. So when I had to start the VA loan the last time, so you still had to order your certificate of eligibilities. Like I think it came in the mail. It was not that long ago, but still it came in the mail. That's all done digitally now. It's a lot easier to utilize. So our partners, once they are VA approved, they can access that online and pull those certificate of eligibility online, which kind of streamlines the process, helps you understand kind of what that veteran is going to be eligible for, because depending on their eligibility, there's different numbers. That MI insurance that could be a little bit different. How they qualify. Some veterans don't even have to pay that fee. So learning how to use the technology that's available. And then as far as the process goes, again, there's AUS engines and things to kind of streamline the process, make it easier and easier to understand.
Do we have any training tools online for that?
We do. So we have, through our Learning Center, which is my favorite resource, we have all kinds of stuff about file flow process, but then there's a whole section just for VA loans that covers how to get sponsored, whether you've been approved with VA before and you just want to add A&D Mortgage as one of your sponsors, or to start the process from the beginning. Maybe you've never done VA loans and you want to get approved there. So we have kind of a process guide on that, how to do that. And then we have information on ordering case number, your LIN, your case number, and then ordering your appraisal through VA also. So we have tips and tricks on all of that stuff.
Very nice. And I guess to close us out, do you have any final piece of advice for brokers wanting to get involved in VA loans this year?
Yes. First, if you're not already, learn the guidelines. Work with veterans. It's a great loan product, along with many other programs that we offer, but the VA program is very near and dear to my heart. So just start learning how to do them if you haven't before. If you're an expert and you've done a million of these, please take a look at A&D Mortgage. I think we offer very aggressive guidelines and pricing. I think we're a good home for your VA loans.
Thank you so much, Michael, for being here today.
Yep, anytime. Thank you.
A big thank you to Mike Pearson for sharing his experience and passion for VA lending, and for reminding us that every file represents a family, a veteran, and a story that matters. Do you think VA loans are one of the most underutilized programs in the market right now? Vote with a simple yes or no in the comments, and let's hear your thoughts. And don't forget to subscribe to the Digest by A&D Mortgage for more conversations that matter. And until next time, take care, stay informed, and let's continue growing together.